What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to On the Bluff. This is season 2. I am Christian Williams, and as of today, I've officially completed my first week of college. I will be graduating soon, and Jalen is calling me. Yo, bro.
Yo, it's good.
You calling me, and I'm about to start recording, bro.
Shit. Bro, I was about to ask you about it. Shit, bro, you just hit me back then, bro.
All right, bro.
That's good.
Man, messing up my podcast, bro. Jalen, come on, bro. But yeah, this is the first week. Man, it's been crazy. I'll be graduating in December, and man, it is wild to even think about, honestly. But you know, shout out to Loyola Marymount. Shout out to everybody who made the podcast happen. So before I begin, I definitely want to shout out a couple people. First, we have Dr. Karina Laughlin, who basically spearheaded this whole thing, put me in the positions that I needed to. Definitely thank you to Dr. Laughlin, Dr. Oliver, for all of your help and plugging me in with Tatiana, plugging me in with Colin, plugging me in with Thomas and Maya, and everybody who was on season 1. We had Cameron Starr, we had Danielle Lawson, we had Ashton Norfolk, EJ Ross, we had, who do we have? Episode 4, Maya Barnes, shout out to Maya. Episode 5, we had Carlin McQueen and Maya, shout out to both of y'all. Episode 6, who was episode 6? Oh, that was me and Maya too. So Maya, again, shout out to you. And then episode 7, Nia and Lauren, and then Malachi and Cameron. So thank you to all of you guys who joined in, and really, you know, when I asked you to do it, you guys were just saying yes, and y'all didn't know what I was going to ask you till the day before. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for just being yourselves on the podcast. So yeah, this is season 2. And I'm going out with a bang. We are going out. How we going out? And I definitely want to mention a couple of things. So first, we are available on Apple Podcasts. I know it was hard last year for people to, listen, just because some people don't have Spotify. But we are on Apple Podcasts. We are on iHeartRadio, and we have the On the Bluff Uncensored, which is all free on Patreon, which I'm very excited about. And those episodes are going to be available all on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and Patreon for On the Bluff Uncensored. The Patreon episodes are all free, so all you have to do is join the On the Bluff Uncensored community, and yeah, you can get the app, or you can join on your mobile device for all the conversations that we can't have in class. And yeah, so all the links will be in the bios for Instagram. Make sure you guys literally just like, comment, share it with a friend. You know what I mean? We going out, and we got some very, very exciting guests coming in. And we have a surprise guest, actually, and I'm very excited. Hopefully, I'm praying that we get him in here, man. But it's going to be a very, very exciting time. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for everything on the Bluff. We are coming back. This is the last year, and man, I'm excited. So let's get into it. So yeah, senior year energy. I just completed my last first week of college, and man, it is interesting. It is a very interesting feeling. I don't feel sad. I'm not gonna sit here and say I feel sad. I don't feel sad, but I do feel a sense of kind of like, we getting towards the end. We're getting closer. All my classes are pretty straight. I only got 3, so that's good. And I have more time to focus on, podcasting, more time to focus on other things that I've been doing. And yeah, so one of the highlights, I guess, since you guys haven't seen me since May, so one of the biggest highlights for me personally, it was my first time going to a family reunion. That was interesting. I met a lot of new family members that I did not know I had. Shout out to all my family members from Detroit, all my family members from Texas, Louisiana. I got a lot of family members from the Midwest and the South, so that was very cool meeting all of them. Also, I worked with LMU Upper Bound again for the second year straight. Shout out to Dr. Chapman, Mr. Cardenas, Miss Davis, and Mr. Lorenzo. They will be coming on too one of these episodes. So shout out to them. Working with my Inglewood and Westchester High School kids over the summer. Man, it was a lot. It was a whole lot. But shout out to all my kids. I had who'd I have? Caleb, Xavier, Curvell, Anthony, Jacob, Jeremiah, Keon. Man, shout out to y'all. Y'all made my summer very, very entertaining and enjoyable. So yeah, shout out to y'all, man. I was their RA for the summer. And one of the things I realized is I'm in no rush to have a high schooler. I could tell you that. I do not want no high school kid. No kid that's in high school, because they are a lot. They are a lot. They got all this new lingo and all this other new stuff that I ain't even used to. But shout out to all of y'all. So, yeah, how I'm feeling about the semester, I feel good. I feel ready. I feel like, I've been in school for a while, so let's kind of get it over with. And then shout out to LMU. LMU, since I came in, honestly, it's been a great experience overall. It's been super enjoyable just to be able to do everything, because coming into college, I did not know what coming to a PWI would be like. I was very skeptical and I had a lot of my doubts, but I don't regret it. I wouldn't say I regret it. So shout out to LMU. Thank you, for all of the support and all of the help that y'all have given me since coming to the campus. Man, from dorming with randoms to dorming with my homie who just called the podcast, Jalen. It's been hilarious. Some very, very memorable moments. And I just want to say my piece on a couple of things. The first thing is definitely my first year into LMU versus this year. I feel like my first year, I was I didn't know what was going to happen. Like, I feel like coming in, it was almost like it's like you're the new kid at school. You know what I mean? Like you transferring into a new school, and man, I didn't know nothing. I thought I knew something, but I ain't know nothing. So shout out to everybody who helped me, and shout out to literally the people that I met, because my first semester was very, very uncomfortable. It was very rough, but we got through it, and man, it was definitely a culture shock for sure, but it was good. It was something I needed, and I feel like LMU is like it's a very diverse school. It's a lot of people, that are, from different backgrounds, all different walks of life. And so just being able to learn about other people, where they're from, that was a very good moment for me coming out. And so, yeah, that's something just I learned at first when I was coming into LMU, that I really didn't know a lot about college in general. And so it was a lot that went into it. And we are here now, back in my second year after transferring. And what I'll say, the difference is just, I guess, comfortability. Like, I know where everything is. I'm really in one of like 5 places, honestly. The podcast studio, where I'm at right now. Shout out to the Maja studio, the St. Robert studio on the other campus, and then mainly just the gym. And where else was I at? Oh, my room, for sure. My room and the library. Definitely. The library staying open at 2 a.m. is definitely clutch. That's what I'm saying. Like, LMU, they got a lot going for them, honestly. Coming in, I really wasn't too sure, just being, so close to home, just being from LA. But I'm definitely glad I went to LMU, because it's very small. Like, you can't really, there's not a lot to do at LMU. You know what I mean? For you to be partying and for you to be doing what you got to do and moving different outside, you got to really go into LA for all of that. LMU, you're not really going to find too much. Well, at least for me. Some people went out, but that wasn't really on my mind. But I guess what's different for me now is just the mindset, me really tapping into the teachers, asking questions like, hey, do you think it'll be possible for me to work here? Or do you think it'll be possible for me to, you know, meet this person, meet that person? Is it possible for you to connect me with this person? And just building connections and building networks and relationships. I feel like in my last semester, that's something I'm going to be doing. Asking a lot of questions, asking a lot of, why is this and what is that and where can I find this? You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what I'm taking this last semester as. And then it's kind of the last, the final curtain. You know what I mean? It is, man, it's, I don't think I'm gonna cry at graduation. I don't think I'm gonna cry. It'll be, well, we'll talk about it at the end. But I guess the biggest thing for me is like kind of just, like I said, knowing that it's over. Well, about to be over. But it's been great. It's been a good 2 years. It's definitely been a good 2 years. I don't think I would do it over. I think everything that I went through was God's timing. It was on purpose. And man, it was a lot, but we did it though. So, hey, we did it. We did that. All right, let me shift to this. Man, some key things that I learned about just being at LMU, being in college in general, at a 4-year, at a PWI. One of the first things that I will tell anybody, man, don't be afraid to be alone in college. And I know it sounds crazy because they tell you college is where you make friends, where you build friendships. But honestly, I had the most fun in college being alone by myself, literally. Man, just walking around, going to the gym by myself, going to the library to study by myself, walking to classes by myself, just having the freedom not to be told what to do. That is something that I enjoyed, and I would tell anybody who's thinking about going to college, you will be alone at some points, and you have to be really comfortable in knowing who you are as a person. You have to be comfortable knowing that you can be alone and by yourself in the world, because in college, if you don't fit a certain group, if you don't fit a certain clique, you could start feeling a little FOMO. You could start feeling like, dang, I'm missing out, or I want this person to like me. Bump all that. Don't do that. You feel me? Just be yourself, and the right people will come to you. And take on the challenge of being alone. Pick up a hobby, read a book. You know what I mean? Play piano. Pick up, a trade, a skill. You know what I mean? Do something. Because at the end of the day, there are going to be moments in college where you're going to not want to go to that party. You're going to feel like you don't want to see nobody. You don't even talk to your own mama. You know what I mean? That's just me, though, personally. But I felt like some of the best times that I had personally was just being alone. So I would tell anybody, don't be scared to be alone. You know what I mean? It get a little scary, but I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do in college. Something else I wrote down that was interesting. Man, I really enjoy having friends that are girls. You know what I mean? And not even on no pick me, but it's just like, I just don't want to be around dudes all day long. Like, it's just something about the bravado of men all day that I just can't be around personally. Like, I can't deal with it, especially if you're not my homie. If you my homie, then I'll plan accordingly to that. But if you're not, then I don't want to be around you all day. Like, I don't, it's just like women just smell better. You know what I mean? They look better. They more like, you know what I mean? And it's not even on nothing weird. It's just like, I don't want to be around just male all day. You know what I mean? Does that make me a certain way? I don't know. But it's just hilarious finding out how the brain of a woman in college works, because one of my best friends, and I gotta talk about her on here behind her back, because that's why I got a mic. You know what I mean? That's why I was graced with the gift of being a podcaster. So yeah, my homegirl Jordan, shout out to Jordan. She just turned Delta last year. And man, when I first met her, it's like seeing a baby for the first time. It's like, what is this? Like, honestly, like it's literally like some, what is this? Like, but I enjoyed, her, and she's literally one of my closest friends to this day. But I'm gonna use her as an example. Literally, just being around her and some of her friends, it's like, I don't know. It's just less drama. It's less problem. It's less problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't feel like I had to be a certain way, or I didn't feel like I had to be, overly tough or overly whatever. You know what I mean? It was just good and refreshing to just be around, like-minded people. And, yeah, just, I don't know. I wrote that down because I mean that. Like, I don't want to be around dudes all day, bro. I don't know what it is about them, but that's just my little piece. And then being the floater friend. Being the floater friend is not all bad. Just because you can't help being liked. So if you feel like, you're at a point where, you have, too many, I'm not going to say too many friends, but if you feel like, you're cool with a lot of people and, you want to do everything, you just got to understand in college, you're not going to make everything. You're not going to make everybody happy. You're not going to please everybody. So just be okay with understanding that certain people are for certain situations. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely zero wrong with understanding that, knowing that, and recognizing that, maybe I shouldn't go to this friend for this advice, or I shouldn't go to this friend for a suggestion about something, anything. Like, be okay with understanding that, like, you can't help being liked. If people like you, if people like your energy, if they want to be around you, you can't do anything about that. So just think of, having a bunch of people that are cool with you, or having a lot of friends as, people just want to be around you. And it's nothing wrong with that. It don't make you clicky. It don't make you for everybody. It don't make you nothing. It just mean people like your energy. They like what you got going on, and you ain't on nothing weird. You know what I mean? So that's always a good thing too. And yeah, what else did I learn? Man, I learned a lot. Man, the teachers are not the ops. That's something I learned too. The teachers be cool. You know what I mean? You just gotta really, first week, you really gotta just introduce yourself. You gotta stay in their face. You can't be in the back of the class with a hoodie on, looking like you don't want to be there. And nah. I'm not saying you gotta be the teacher's pet and sit in the front and raise your hand all day long in class, because that's something I did learn too. Oh my goodness. Don't nobody want to be sitting up in class and you sitting here raising your hand every 2 seconds thinking you know everything. Like, just let the teacher teach. Like, man, that's another thing I learned too. But yeah, just stay in the teacher's face. Let them know that you're willing to learn. One thing I learned about at LMU is that the teachers is cool. Like, they'll help you. If you want help, you're gonna get help. Like, it's not like, another institution where they got 200 people in a class. Class sizes is small. So if you need help, if you're not understanding anything, just talk to them, and that's something I had to get comfortable with. From my first year to my second year, just going to a teacher for literally anything, because I'll go through a whole class, not say nothing, and be confused when I get home, not know, okay, this citation go where, like what we doing? Like, I don't know none of that. So it was important for me to just be like, okay, let me see, what this teacher's about. Let me see where they come from. And all my teachers have been great, except for 2. But I mean, hey, that's how I go. You're not gonna have 100%, good teachers in anything. So that's another thing I learned. And yeah, just the biggest thing, man, I always say this: think for yourself. Don't. I know it's hard in college because we're all young, we're impressionable, we're susceptible to doing anything. But I would just say, do what you want to do. Don't be sitting there letting nobody peer pressure you. Don't let nobody force you to do anything you don't want to do. Take control of your own life, because in college, something I have learned and observed is that people in groups, particularly male groups, they be doing whatever for one person in the group. And don't be like that. Don't do that. You don't got to do all that. Just be yourself, and be afraid. Don't be afraid to stand out in a group. If somebody's wrong in a situation and you truly feel like it's wrong and you don't say nothing, that's weird. I'm gonna be real. That's weird. Don't be that person. So in the event, think for yourself. Think for yourself, do for yourself, and don't let nobody control you. You know what I mean? You are in control of your own destiny. You in control of your life. So don't let nobody else sit there and tell you what to do, what to say, what to think. None of that. Don't do none of that. And you'll be fine in college. And then so basically, where have I been? Man, I've been just trying to get ready for this life after LMU, which it's scary. It is scary. But I believe in God, and I believe in everything happens for a reason. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen. For me, it's about putting myself in the best situations to learn, to be able to grow, and to be able to, wherever I fall short, get better. And hopefully, the best. God got my best interests at heart. I truly believe that. And I've been just, busy, man. It's a whole lot going on, but I've been working with kids. I mentioned, I got some podcast projects coming up. You know what I mean? I got some acting stuff I want to do. So many different things that I'm trying to do, and I'm just trying to stay present and not really, plan too much of what's going to happen. Just, kind of be present and balance, figure out what comes first, what's priorities, what's not priorities, and do this adulting better, because, boy, I be struggling, boy. What? I be struggling on me. I be struggling. Definitely, I've been definitely hanging with my family more. That's something that I've really put an emphasis on, just hanging with my sisters, hanging with my with my mom, my dad, just making sure I'm still in tune with the family. I'm not all the way tuned out, because that's another thing. In college, it's very easy to go stretches without talking to your family, but don't do that. Try to carve out time, try to find time to if you can go home, go home. If you can't, do the FaceTimes, check in as regularly as you can, because it's very easy to just get caught up in the college stuff and not, talking to nobody, and, you don't want nobody to feel like, you don't love them no more or nothing like that. So I would say that definitely just, trying to get better with this adulting, because it is rough. It is rough, to say the least, but we gonna get better. We gonna do better. And it is a lot, to say the least, but we gonna get through it. We gotta get through it. So that's that. But the future, man, just job hunting, working on some creative stuff. I'm gonna try my hardest not to get a full-time job. That is like my whole thing. So it's either I'm gonna focus on this podcast in this creative space, or go back to school, learn something else. I'm not sure yet, but whatever it is, we just gonna hope for the best, and we gonna see what's going on and what's new. I do want to talk about walking the stage, though, because I do have to find time, between December and May, what I'm finna be doing, because I don't walk the stage until May, but my diploma will be here in December. And walking the stage is that's gonna be so. I already know that's gonna be so emotional. I'm gonna have the whole family crying, acting like they ain't never cried before, and acting like they don't got no sense. But it's gonna be a cool moment because a lot in this life shit has not gone my way. It has definitely not. A lot of things, and definitely with school in particular. With school, man, it was hard to get me to even be on board with going to school. So for me to be able to sit here and finish, be one of the only people in my family to finish with a degree, it's going to be a super surreal moment. It's going to be super emotional for my family. I'm going to try my hardest not to cry. I'm already knowing my dad going to be crying because his whole thing was me finishing school. And then, yeah, it's going to be super emotional. It's going to be super cool just to be able to finish, to be able to, let my sister see that, their older brother finished college and he's doing his thing. And, man, to all my friends and people that I grew up with and stuff that felt like, they couldn't go to school, it's going to be super. So I'm doing it for a lot of people. And that's another thing that got me through college, honestly. It's just understanding that it's not even about, like, me. It's more so about a culmination of people that put their energy into me and put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into making sure that I'm where I need to be and that I'm not, in the wrong areas or in a place where I shouldn't be at all. So, honestly, when I stopped thinking about school as like a chore and I started thinking about it as like, okay, you doing this for your parents, you doing this for your sisters, you doing this for your cousins, your aunties, uncles, grandparents, church family, whatever it is, like, you just gotta understand and see, like, you doing it for more than you, because it is bigger than you. It is. So, yeah, walking that stage, that's gonna be lit. I don't know what I'm gonna do up there, but I'm probably just shake his hand, be regular. Feel me? But I'm gonna try my hardest not to be emotional, because it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something for sure. But yeah, wrapping it up, man. Basically, my message to the underclassmen, man: be yourself, man. Don't be out here following the trends. Don't feel like you gotta be a certain way to please people, man. Don't do all that. Just do what you want to do in college. And my sister is calling me. This is embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Yo.
Hey, what you doing?
I'm recording still. Don't say nothing crazy.
Oh, period. Hi, recording.
Girl, what you calling me for?
I was gonna ask, are you gonna come get me later tonight?
Of course. What time?
Whenever you can.
Okay, well, I'm almost done. I'll be done in like another 32 hours, so I'll go straight from here. All right, bye. Big bro duty. Always on the big bro duty, bro, for real. But yeah, like I was saying, though, message to the underclassmen, man, be yourself. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot of weird activity going along. It's gonna be a lot of cliques. It's gonna be a lot of people that's in groups already, especially if you're a transfer, because everybody knows each other from the first 2 years. So, but forget all that. Don't worry about all that. Just do what you got to do. Lock in, get you 2 or 3 friends, and you'll be smooth. And you'll get out of here with a degree, and then it's on to the next. So that is that pretty much. But thank y'all for tuning in. This is kind of like the welcome back to season 2. I definitely mentioned already, we will be on Apple Podcasts. We're going to be on Spotify, YouTube. What else we on? iHeartRadio. And then Patreon on the Bluff Uncensored is free. All you got to do is join, and I promise you will laugh. I promise you. I would not steer you wrong. You are going to laugh. It's going to be hilarious. So yeah, share this with a friend. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's starting college, anybody in life, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be more life talks on Patreon, which I'm very excited for. And just people in the community in LA. And it could be anybody. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, so everything on the Bluff, you know what I mean? At the podcast on the Bluff, on the socials. My Instagram will be, in the YouTube links and, all that good stuff. So yeah, we gonna wrap this on up. And this is On the Bluff. I'm Christian Williams, and we are signing out.